You never seen that in Star Wars?
I forgot.
It's like the sand people.
Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Hello.
Hiya.
So, I'm Darian,
I'm Steve.
and this is the Wiz Live English Chat. In fact, our last live English chat together.
Our last one ever.
Yes, that's right, folks. Hello, welcome.
Hey.
Yeah, that's right. So, we are going to do our final live show together. And from hello, welcome, 3 people, yay!
Yeah, it's the finale.
We want to thank you for watching week after week. Keiko.
Yeah.
Aoi. I know
Keiko.
you're there. Maybe Nanami.
Maybe not that Californian guy anymore.
Yeah.
Twix.
Yeah, we had a few strangers in the mix. So this will be the last YouTube live with Stephen and I.
For sure.
But Stephen will be here next week.
I will be.
With a new series called What's New in Europe.
Yes.
And that's going to be same time, same place, same orange wall.
True.
Stephen, do you want to tell them a little bit about your new segment?
Right. So I'm going to be doing a show, kind of the same live format as this show, but the topic is going to be about kind of like events and news in Europe, where I am from, and like different kind of stories. Maybe it'd be like very big stories, or just something I find interesting, and kind of discussing or talking about these different news stories or what things are new in Europe. And then maybe at the end I'll play a little song on guitar too.
Yeah, so if you stay tuned to the end, you might get a little musical treat.
Yes, a musical treat.
I'm sure all of you really miss traveling, miss exploring the world. So
it'd be nice to go on
here's
vacation.
a guy. He's from Europe.
That's where I'm from.
And he's talking about Europe. How cool is that?
That's what I do.
Yeah. So, how was your week?
My week was good. I went to Wakayama when I was on a weekend. I went to Wakayama with some friends. We rented a big car and split the cost of the rent for the car.
Have you guys been to Wakayama?
Yeah.
Tell us in the comments.
And then we went snorkeling. And when I went snorkeling, I didn't know the word for most of the fish not even in English, let alone Japanese. So most of the time, like the instructor would just be like, he's asking me like, oh, how do I say this word in English? Like, how do I say this fish in English? And I'm like, I don't know, man. Like he's like, oh, okay. I was like, but it's in Finding Nemo, so I don't know it. So most of the time.
Me too. Many times. We'll be in class and students will say, oh, this kind of fish. And I'll be like, I don't even know in English.
Yeah.
If they tell me the English, I might not know. I'm not so familiar with fish names. Yeah,
that's exactly it. So, except I know what a clownfish is, which is what Nemo is.
Nemo is a clownfish.
Clownfish. And I guess Dory is a blue racing fin.
Is that what they're called?
I think they're called blue racing fins.
Did you see Finding Dory?
I thought it was really overrated. Overrated. I did not like it.
I watched it on a plane and I cried.
I love Finding Nemo. The first movie is amazing.
Finding Nemo is amazing.
I think it's really hard to live up to it.
Yeah.
You know?
Live up to. It's hard to live up to it.
I used to watch Finding Nemo with my dad all the time after school with my dad.
It was such a good movie.
It was a very good movie. It was very funny. And Yeah, I don't know. I guess like it's also like I watched Finding Nemo when I was a child, you know?
So it's very close to your heart.
Yeah, so it's like even if Finding Dory was just as good as Finding Nemo, because I watched it as an adult,
Yeah.
maybe I'm a little bit more cynical. I'm like, I'm sitting there watching it and I'm like,
what is cynical?
Oh, cynical. Cynical is like a person where it's like an attitude where you maybe don't believe in certain positive things, or you might look on a negative thing. I don't think it is being negative though. I think being cynical is maybe it is kind of a bit of a negative aspect sometimes. I would consider myself a very positive, optimistic person. Sometimes I can be a bit cynical. Like cynical is like maybe you're watching a TV show and like it's a reality TV show and everyone's super happy and maybe they get a new house where it's like, oh, they made a new house for you and it's really
you're like,
beautiful.
oh, that's not real.
And yeah, and a cynical person's like, no, that's probably not real. I'm sure like they probably couldn't afford the bills after the TV production left them because there was too much improvements and like all this other kind of stuff.
That's real.
But that's real. That's real. Those extreme makeover home shows. Not Queer Eye actually. Queer Eye does it really well.
Do they?
Yeah, they do it well because they just like replace the furniture and stuff. They don't like change the actual house. They replace the furniture and they give them like a new kitchen and stuff. But extreme home makeover, they used to make these like huge new houses and like they would add all these new features. But then it turns out like most of the people who got these new amazing houses, like they couldn't afford the upkeep. They couldn't afford the new like electricity bills. They couldn't afford the new water bills, the new heating bills that came with like all the expenses from this like new amazing mansion.
Yeah, so super happy reality show.
Hey, Maddie.
Hey guys, hope all is well.
Things are well.
Hey Maddie.
This is our finale, Matty.
Finale.
Well, we're gonna have another show next week, but it's gonna be me by myself talking about news items in Europe. And probably just making a bunch of jokes.
Yeah, so if you're interested in what's going on in Europe, Steven will be taking over the live stream. Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Thank
hey,
you. Thank you so much. Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Nice.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So today's topic, because this is Steven and I's finale, is endings.
Yes.
So we're talking about endings and important endings in our life, important endings in movies and events and anything to do with endings. So if you have a story to share, please put it in the comments. So what ending should we start with?
I don't know. I mean, sometimes endings are like sad, but also like when I don't know, it just popped into my head how sometimes you can have an ending for like a TV show or a movie where it's just so bad. Like it's just like maybe you watch this TV show for like 10 years or something, like there's 10 seasons or something, and then you get to the finale and like they clearly had not planned. Much support from New Zealand. Ooh, endings, it sounds interesting. So get back to you on an ending. Oh, you should.
Great, yeah, tell us.
I'm just thinking of like bad endings in media and stuff. Maybe recently the most famous is like
a bad ending?
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Game of Thrones.
It's a terrible ending. Like it's so badly written.
I didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it either. But
did you watch Game of Thrones?
There's also like really funny. There's sometimes endings are so bad that they're funny. Like when you're not a fan of it. So like, for example, like I know a lot of people who liked watching Dexter, the TV show.
I watched a couple seasons.
Yeah, and they thought it was great. And like, he's like a serial killer who kills serial killers. And then like, I didn't see the ending. And people were like, oh yeah, you know how Dexter ends, right? And I was like, no, what happens? Does he get caught? Or does he like turn back on his ways? And they were like, he moves out to like Alaska and becomes a lumberjack. And I was like, What? I was like, why? Why? That I was like, he just moves to like Alaska. Yeah,
Oh my
exactly.
God,
Right.
yeah. The last season
Right.
was like painful and rushed.
Yeah, it was super rushed. It just made me laugh so much when someone told me that that was the ending of like I was just like who wrote that, you
Yeah,
know?
maybe some of the listeners here like don't know lumberjack.
Oh yeah, it's
It's somebody who like chops down trees.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Lumberjack.
but it just had like nothing to do with like the rest of his. I mean, I guess it kind of fits his character.
You know, it's difficult.
But
It's difficult to end a story.
yeah.
You know, it's if you have this great story building, it's very difficult to end it. I think a lot of good books, they don't really have an ending.
Yeah.
It's just a window into someone's life and then it's over.
Yeah.
And that feels real to me.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm.
Yeah, that's I think that's the thing about books and everything is yeah. But I have an interesting story. My uncle used to teach at Wiz. Hey,
What?
no way!
Who's your uncle? Is it On? He was from New Zealand. Or AJ. He's also from New Zealand. Hey, that's cool.
That's very cool. Yeah.
Hey, who? Tell us.
There's like a bit of a delay in their reception.
Yeah,
So he'll
okay.
tell us in a second.
Yeah.
Man, what's an ending for you that like sticks in your mind? Like what's the first thing that came to your mind when you thought of endings?
Oh, I thought of like, like the ending of major parts of our lives.
Yeah, that's pretty legit.
So like maybe the end of high school.
Yeah.
So,
right.
For me, I got to go to an art high school. So I really loved high school.
Oh, I liked parts of high school. I was at a music high school.
Oh, you too?
I was in music. That was like our focus. There was like we had like music practice rooms.
Yeah. Us
We
too.
had like pianos and we had two organs. And we had one like
Andrew, yeah. Yeah, AJ, yeah. I miss him. Andrew was really great, and he would tell great stories. A lot of people, like, he never used the textbook, he would just tell stories, and they were always really funny. Great guy. I miss him, but I haven't seen him in a couple of years. He started his own school. Have you seen him? How's he doing? Let us know. I wanna hear about how he's doing. He was really cool. He worked at Wiz. But yeah, what were you talking about?
endings. Endings of your life. High school. We both went to kind of artistic focused high schools.
So, at the end of high school, everybody was trying to be a professional artist. And I think a lot of us were really naive.
Oh,
Can you explain naive?
Naive is when you kind of like don't understand how difficult life can be sometimes.
Yeah. You don't understand kind of certain things about life, of course, because you're young, you're just getting out of high school.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think I had no idea what life would be like after that. And it's been an interesting ride.
Yeah. I mean,
did you have any like dreams or ideas of what you wanted to do?
Well, I always just kind of did art and music in my spare time because when I was at school, see, like not everyone was like a musician at my school, but that was what the focus was. So like we had music scholarship students from all over Ireland come to our school, and like but the thing is like those music scholars were like amazing musicians. Even when we were like 12 years old, they were like grade 8 on piano, and like it was a good school and everything. But also, it's like because I was beside them, and I only started learning at like 11, 12 years old. I started learning guitar, and they were already like qualified to teach at that age. Like they were all like really, really good because they came from all over the country for it. And like now, some of them have graduated and they went on to do stuff. One of them, she's a music scholar, and now she's a West End musical performer. She's in Cats in the West End in London. That's a big deal, you know.
The West End is like Broadway.
Yeah, and she's doing that in the West End of London. She's in Cats, and then another one of them, she's an opera performer in like one of the best opera houses in like Switzerland. And then another guy, he's like, I don't know, part of this band that's like pretty big in Ireland and stuff. So like a lot of them are doing pretty well.
Very successful.
They're like, doing
my
pretty
school too.
successful.
Yeah.
But then like because I was always compared to them when I was in school, I thought like, oh, music's just for fun for me. Like I love it so much.
I'm not good enough.
Yeah, I felt like I wasn't good enough. My life changed after first visiting Japan in 2015. In a positive way. It opened my eyes to the world and how other countries function. That's true. That's true.
So yeah, me too. I mean, was Japan your first time abroad? For me, it was like Korea and then Japan. And yeah.
I always forget that you lived in Korea, right?
Oh no, my boyfriend did.
Oh yeah.
And then I visited him.
Right.
But yeah, it opened my eyes too, to like a new world, a new perspective.
Oh, new world.
A dazzling place I never knew.
Don't you dare close your eyes.
Don't you dare close your eyes.
Yeah, like I heard that like there's like a sketch where this guy is like he's like says that he's like, don't you dare close your eyes, and then she's just like, wait, what? What did you just say? And he's like, don't you dare close your eyes. She's like, that sounded really like threatening. And he's like, no, I meant it in like a nice way. She's like, don't you dare! Like, are you gonna do something if I close my eyes? Anyways,
it's like thinking too much about the song.
Yeah, that's very funny.
But I'm sure maybe it's different for you because in Europe you have access to all these other countries, and so you kind of maybe know more.
Yeah, that's it exactly. Yeah. And European countries are quite small compared to America. So it's like, I mean, just Ireland, like Texas, is 50 times the size of Ireland. That's one state, and you've got like 49 more states. So that just shows like how small like European countries are, really.
Yeah.
And then
I knew we're like almost twice the size of France.
Yeah. And so that's kind of like where it's at in that sense. So I had already traveled a lot as well before coming here. But yeah. But I guess with like the ending of high school and stuff, for me, it was kind of like the opposite, whereas like maybe for you, it kind of put you off art in some ways. But for me, it put me like more into music because then I went to university and like when I was at university studying psychology and there was people of all different majors, all different degrees. And like in that setting, I thought I was just like an okay musician. And then at university, like people thought I was like a really great musician because I was so used to comparing myself to these like crazy scholars.
Growing up, Andrew's nickname I always gave him was Bub. And I always saw him as a father. So back in 2015, I was staying with him and his family, who I hadn't seen in 8 years. He taught me so many life skills. Yeah, that's wonderful.
Nice. That's wonderful. That's really nice.
Yeah, he seems like a really good dad. He used to tell me about his kids and, teaching them things. And so I imagine, he was a great family member for you. And that's really great to have someone in your family you can really like depend on.
Yeah.
Even if it's not everybody. Is there somebody in your family that is kind of like that for you?
Someone that I could depend on?
Someone that you like especially, admire in your family.
I would say there's, I don't know, kind of, I wouldn't say that I like really admire my brother, but like I love him very much and I can depend on him for anything. Yeah.
He has your back.
Yeah, no matter what the situation, I wouldn't say, like for me, I wouldn't say admire because it's just be weird to like, not weird, but just doesn't make sense for me in my head with my brother. But yeah.
You know too much.
Maybe.
Thank you for the kind words. You guys are amazing. Just
So,
the
just
positivity
positive.
you
Oh,
share
sure.
is inspiring. Oh, thank you.
That's very kind
That's
of you.
so sweet.
Yeah, you
Uh,
seem very nice. You seem like a really nice person, Maddie.
yeah, like I really want to bring my brother to Japan because I want the same experience for him that um, Andrew gave to you. I want to show my brother that there is this whole big giant world out there and it's bigger than Texas and it's bigger than all the sad things in his life and he can start again, and he can learn new things. I think it's really useful to get away from your home sometimes and get a new perspective.
For sure. I think like, oh God, I don't think I'd ever want to live in my hometown. Like, it's just, I left there when I was 18, and there's something that's really feels so fantastic about having a new start and going somewhere that you haven't been before and kind of getting to show like the best version of yourself, you know? And then I feel like every time I make a new start, every time there's an ending in my life, let's say like an ending of living in a certain area, or the end of a relationship, or the end of a job or a career or something, and I'm moving on to something new, I always feel like the new thing I go on to, like I've grown so much more from the previous experience.
Yeah.
So then afterwards, when I go to this like new location or new job or new relationship or something, I feel like, oh, I can put all of my mistakes behind me and learn from them and be like the best version of myself in a new situation.
Definitely.
It's really freeing, Here in New Zealand, the same thing, and friends to visit Japan because, like you say, a new perspective on life.
Your brother will absolutely love it, no doubt. I tell people here in New Zealand the same thing and friends to visit Japan because, like you say, it can give a new perspective on life. Once your brother visits, he will not want to leave. Definitely not. My brother, I think my brother would get stuck in Akihabara because he loves games and he loves Dragon Ball Z. But Maddie, do you have any plans to visit again? Maybe after COVID-19 isn't so serious, or is there like something you're dreaming about? Tell us.
I'm always a bit sad when my trip. So Keiko says, I'm always a bit sad when my trip is over or almost over. I can't travel in these circumstances.
Yeah, we can't travel for a long time.
Hello, Keiko.
Hi, Keiko. Thanks for watching.
That's so true. That's so true. Like with coronavirus right now, it's like we can't travel anywhere. And it can be a little bit difficult, I think. I mean, of course, like, we're lucky that our health is okay. But like, not being able to travel can be quite difficult because, usually that's when you get to release all your stress from work, So you're working for months and months and months, and then, oh, bone, summer vacation is here. Oh, what can I do? Almost nothing. So
funny enough, I was
planning to come over with a few friends to visit this year to surprise him, but COVID hit.
So sad.
I had like 3 different people that were going to, or 3 or 4 different people that were coming over to Japan to stay with me at different times, and then COVID hit. What can I do? Yeah, exactly. What can we do?
I guess we have to, go inward.
Yep, go inward. Search the soul for meaning.
Or, travel through movies and through talking to other people and maybe watching documentaries or taking walks.
Let's see.
Like even getting out of your house, taking a walk, not touching anything, just
Man, I have to go for at least a walk. I can't stay in the house all day. I gotta get out and even just walk around, But that's also like because like my apartment here in Japan's pretty small.
Mm.
So it's like I gotta get out and move around. But in my parents' house in Ireland, it's in super countryside, so it's like I never feel like, oh, I have to go outside because it's just like a really big countryside house. I can go into the backyard and just like sit around or pick apples off the tree in the backyard. Or
That's lovely.
It's very, very countryside and it's really nice. As long as the weather's good. But even if the weather's bad and you spend all day inside, it doesn't feel so bad to spend all day inside there.
So about what Keiko said about trips ending, I always feel like a mixture of like it's like bittersweet. I feel sad that the trip is ending, but I also feel kind of relieved to be in my bed.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I totally get what you mean. Especially like if you're going somewhere that's like kind of not so comfortable to sleep. Yeah, exactly, Keiko.
Yeah.
Like for example, on the weekend. Oh, hey Keiko, hope you're well. Yeah, it's quite hard at the moment, isn't it? Guess the best you can do is stay healthy for the next trip.
Yeah.
Next feeling.
Well, thanks, Maddie.
Oh, Maddie is such a like ray of sunshine.
Ray of sunshine.
Yeah.
I appreciate the good vibes,
Good
the
vibes.
good energy.
Good vibes all the way. Yeah, but like I went camping on the weekend and I had so much fun. But then like after camping, it was so hot in the tent. It was so hot in Wakayama. And then like
Wakayama's really hot.
Yeah, I don't know why. It was just like the humidity or something by the beach. It's very strange to me. I did not expect it to be that hot. And so then like the day after, I was just like, I want to sleep in my own bed. I want to have a shower in my own apartment. Yeah. So
it can be rough.
That's the bittersweet part of it. You're like, oh, I gotta go back to work. I gotta go back and do planning. I gotta do stuff at home and clean up.
Return to reality.
Yeah, but I also get to sleep in my own bed and have a shower, so it's not so bad.
Yeah, I feel like I am pretty fortunate compared to sentimental.
I feel like sentimental is more like for usually you can be sentimental for like a person or a place that had like a big impact on your life.
Yeah,
for
sentimental
like a long time.
is like a feeling.
Sentimental is usually like something from the past as well. So like something from like a long time ago. So maybe you're sentimental and you're thinking about your first girlfriend or your first partner.
Or maybe you're doing like danshari, like you read Marie Kondo's book and you want to turn your house upside down. And you're going through stuff and someone says, you should throw that away. And you say, no, it's sentimental.
Yeah.
Like it's something close to my heart, so I can't throw it away.
Yeah, exactly. It could be like an old book with something written on the inside, or maybe it's like your school jumper from when you were a kid, or
a jumper.
Yeah, jumper. You guys say sweater.
Jumper.
You guys say sweater, right?
Jump.
Yeah, we call sweaters jumpers in the UK and Ireland. A jumper.
I think it's cute. I like it. A jumper.
Yeah. Where's me jumper?
Where's me jumper?
Do you know that song?
No.
That's like a song by the Sex Pistols or something.
Oh.
It's like this punk rock song where it's like, where's me jumper? Where's me jumper?
Where's me jumper? Where's me jumper? Yeah, the humidity is definitely something I won't forget. Yeah, it's heavy.
Man, it's hot.
It's crazy.
It makes me sweat.
Yeah, it's like an outdoor sauna.
Actually is sometimes. It's unreal.
You don't even need to go to the Cento. Just sit outside and fry like an egg.
Yeah.
So we're coming to the end of our broadcast.
The end of the end. But the beginning of the new stuff.
Good night. Good night. So again, we'll make our announcement again. This form of the YouTube live will be ending today. I will not be joining dear Steven.
Yeah, unless there's like a special occasion and maybe something else is canceled, then
maybe I pop in.
Maybe she'll pop in when I'm doing the news,
Yeah,
and I'll be like, "Go away!"
From now on, for until the end of September at least, there will be a What's New in Europe segment.
Yes.
And you can check it out next week, live on YouTube, same time, same place, same Steven.
That's me.
You know what we should do for the end? We should do the Darian and Steven show thing.
Yeah. It's Steven and Darian.
It's Steven and Darian show.
Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. It's the Steven and Darian show. Signing off. We love you all. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Good night.
Have a fantastic week.
See you.